You already know we at work decided to hop on top of the wood. Individual seat was the talk of the town. It's going down the word in the curve. You heard me? Let me just set this up. Just wanted to see what's good with the folks in the lokes. Now, keep in mind that the G series is on this channel now, and I did upload a new one yesterday. If you guys want to scope that out, we were bouncing around from different cities, so we got that one going on. And my thoughts on the whole Cesar Chavez, I have videos on that too. The whole scandal that's unfolding with him, which is crazy in itself. And to stay tuned because the G series, another one should be coming out. We're on a roll. We're dropping them fast. They're coming out like hotcakes now. The next ones that are coming up, I'm hoping. I don't think that they'll all fit in one video though. Unfortunately, areas like Pacoima, North Hollywood, there's so many gangs that I don't think that they could fit in one video. Because the video in itself would be like fucking, like 40 minutes long or 50 minutes long. You know what I mean? MOD, the captain, the leftist feminists. Why the feminists? They are weak victims. That's crazy. Obviously, I know you're trolling, but no, it's like real shit though. And it's crazy because people think that this is the way they'll be seen is why a lot of them choose not to come forward. A lot of those know the power that they have when it comes to the dynamics in overall perspective and like praise, and they use that to their advantage. When we all know that there's men out there that do scandalous shit. My little bug is definitely up in the building. Love you, baby. Cholos are alphas. So men are weak because they give respect to women? That doesn't make any sense. It's crazy to think that alpha means disrespecting women, though. He said, yup. I know you're just trolling now. He said, yeah. What's cracking like a dash food? What's good? La Onda doesn't shine shoes. Oh, I mean boots. Boots or shoes. He said your man card has been revoked. There's a man card? Is that like the Andrew Tate philosophy? You see how it works out for those individuals like Wes Watson and Andrew Tate. Doesn't seem like it's going all that well for them. Beta, I'm the alpha and the omega. The Jose guy said you're a feminist. I said, yeah, I know, but he's just trolling though. Like, he likes to troll. I know he's not being serious. I am aware when people are on here trying to test like my patience and stuff like that. I was not born yesterday. Do I like chicharrón? Oh yeah, bro. It's my favorite snack. Your women have your back. I don't hope for that. I don't actually care for that. I don't care who has my back, nor does it. You know, it's irrelevant to me. I can only speak like see things and call them for how I truly feel, regardless if people like my opinion or dislike my opinion or agree or disagree. I'm not trying to get people to side with me. I'm merely giving my perspective. Hello there. That's on Andrew Tate. Uh, he's a narcissistic, um, sad case of an individual. Actually, to be honest with you, I mean, his whole life is fabrication. Where's Alpha? Because he beats on women. The government hates our leaders. What leaders? Who's the leaders? What's cracking like in Mr. Pasa is definitely up in the casa for the raza. Malcolm got smoked. People die all the time, though. What are your thoughts on feminists on a serious note? On a serious note, though, I feel like certain individuals have to also understand that there is women that do manipulate, and that you also have to look into, and not let yourself be conned or manipulated. You know what I mean? You also can't take like just what a female says like as like gospel or truth just because they say something. You also have to question them. Like, my thing is, I don't trust neither side. I don't trust the man telling the story nor the female, right? I look at the facts. Now, where the facts, tend to, point, whether the facts tend to side more with the woman's, story than the men, I'm gonna go based on the facts, not his story nor her story, but the facts of things. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't hear like the Dolores side and was like, yep, she's right. She's 100%. You know what I mean? I looked at the facts. Like, okay, like let me see what's happening here. Now, I'm not saying that the allegations are true, but I'm saying that there is some merit to what's going on right here. You know what I mean? But no, not just citing because she told her sad story, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, oh yeah, she's not lying. You know what I mean? So then looking at the facts, and then now dissecting the perspective of her, right? Like, okay, well, what does she have to gain out of this, right? Well, he's dead already. She has nothing to gain. As a matter of fact, she actually has more to lose by making up this, story. Like, because she has absolutely, like, what does she have to gain? You know what I mean? There's nothing to gain. All really is she has a lot to lose. You know what I mean? Motive is always going to be the most important thing as well, because people just don't do things for absolutely no reason, right? So what would be her motive if not just to speak her truth? Because obviously she's not going to get nothing financial out of the situation, right? And he's already dead, so, and has been for a long time, so that's what I mean. And you could be like, well, tarnishing his legacy or reputation is like at the end years of her life. It sounds like more like she's speaking her piece than her holding some kind of grudge and wanting to just tarnish his name because of it. That normally comes in the earlier years of her life. Because I understand from other people's perspective, like there's individuals out there that literally will just believe whatever females say, and they just look to please them and stuff like that. But you also have to stand on your own morals and beliefs as well. But see, the thing is that with some individuals, though, they feel like women have to belong in the kitchen and they got to do whatever the man says. And I don't think that that's cool either. I believe that it should be, the same respect that you would want, you know, like with anybody out there, bro. You should give to somebody. You know what I mean? Like if I want my wife making me a sandwich and bringing me a sandwich, then when she asks for a sandwich, then I'll make her a sandwich and take her a sandwich. You know what I mean? But it's got to be an equal respect of things. It just can't be one sided. You get what I'm saying? But there's people on here that really believe that the man should always have it his way, and that's the bottom line, which is a stupid way of looking at the world. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Because I guarantee you, if the shoe was on the other foot, you wouldn't like it, right? So, why treat somebody like that then? Cesar Chavez got called a pedo rapist. Because, like I said, it's not just because of her story, but there's multiple allegations. You know what I mean? People act like if it's only her. People are only talking about her because hers is the name that holds the most weight, though. You know what I mean? Like, her name is the more recognizable name. He said, "You're falling for the agenda." Oh, Cesar Chavez? All these years later? They paid her? On another note, Martin Luther King Jr. also had skeletons in his closet, cheating in his wife. But yeah. Everyone already knew about the Martin Luther King ones. He himself didn't even deny those either. But like I said, those were all consent. They were all adults. What makes this an issue is the force, rape, right? And the molestation and the underage thing is what makes this like, what the hell? And the fact that everybody in this circle knew too, like they're not shocked, like no one's coming to his defense, like everyone already kind of like, yeah, we were waiting for this day to happen. That's pretty much like how it's literally being served, acting like if they're so innocent too, like, you motherfuckers on you, but you guys just fucking look the other way. And that's crazy. Like, damn, we were hoping it wouldn't come out. Yeah, we all kind of knew, but fuck it, it is what it is. Like, okay, that's crazy. Mr. Femme left this. See. Said he had holes. Do you think they are targeting Cesar Chavez because he spoke out against illegals? No, because look, when it comes to like Cesar Chavez and stuff like that, like people still praise them even though like he wasn't for the illegals and stuff like that, right? And he referred to us as wetbacks, right? Like now they're gonna say something. Now it's gonna become an issue. Now it's gonna, you get what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't match. It just doesn't add up. Because this is not the first time that our people have been targeted for this very exact same issue, here. That's happened with multiple administrations. Like, it would have made more sense if this would have been ramping up, or this would all be hitting the fans when the whole ICE thing was like unfolding, right? Where you were seeing all these videos online and the shit was like at its peak practically, right? But now though, when people are just like now on the whole Iran thing and the Epstein thing. Thoughts on Epstein committing suicide before his trial arrested? I don't believe he committed suicide. I know that that's what they say, but I don't know. I truly don't know how I feel about that subject because there's so much inconsistencies and so much evidence saying otherwise that it's just really hard to actually believe that story. especially how much this administration has been lying, you know, and all the evidence says otherwise. I know when normally when people come with conspiracies about people's deaths and shit like that, there's never this much evidence though. Like this is the all the evidence that there is overwhelming, bro. Like it's crazy. Not to the point that I'm saying that like, you know, the government had him killed or whatever, but something definitely suspicious is what happened there. Like I don't know what the fuck it is, right? But they're definitely hiding something. It might be something small, maybe, you know, just have to do with some people losing their jobs or whatever, right? I'm not saying that it has to be this big ass, you know, thing, right? But there's something definitely fishy happening. You're a feminist, yeah. See, I'm a feminist and alpha and beta or whatever you said. It's not gonna work, my guy. Like I said, um, when trolling doesn't work with me, bro. I am comfortable in my skin. Andrew Tate said he's a Christian living by the Bible. You know what's crazy though? I find it that the most disrespectful and crude people in the world say that they're the most religious people out there, right? Like when their actions and the way they think and how they carry themselves says the complete opposite of that. Like Trump claiming to have Christian values. The fuck he does. Bro himself said that he doesn't like he's going to heaven. But he has a Bible, right? The Trump Bible. And he thinks he calls himself a Christian, right? But he doesn't feel like he's getting into heaven. Huh, okay. Interesting. See, it's with Trump, he doesn't understand that like how he paints himself with so many lies and how he truly is because of the attention that he wants because of his narcissistic tends to always expose him. You know, because he's one way, but he's trying to, you know, paint himself as a different way, but his narcissistic tendencies doesn't allow him to stay on that path. You're a weak excuse for a man. I'm not a man. I thought you said I wasn't a man. Who is our leaders? I don't know. Who's myself? She said, "Shadow, stop with all the jokes." Why? You laugh like you people. Gracias. It's not gonna work, my guy. I think you're only getting yourself mad now. It's just YouTube, my guy. It's just the internet. It's not that serious. Doesn't gonna claim that they are only good Christians living by the Bible. That's crazy. A lot of people use that as like they use religion to kind of like get people's support and sympathy because they feel like, well, not that they feel, but a lot of people know that that's what a lot of people could get behind, right? And have a hard time trying to attack somebody once they have said those kind of things, right? But it's like you ain't fooling nobody with that fake ass shield that you're holding up, trying to hide behind religion. You are far from that. An old lady is now saying she was a victim. And why can't she be a victim though? Exactly though. Like why is it impossible for her to be a victim? Like from your perspective, like what makes it so impossible? Like you're saying all women are lying? That no women could be victimized? That no men actually do heinous things out there? Is that what you're telling me? That a man out there really can't do nothing horrible to a woman? Is that what you're telling me? Different babies by different men. But that doesn't mean anything though. You're acting like if men out there don't lie to females to get them in bed, bro. You know what I mean? She can't be tricked. Relationships can't work out. Like once you get in a relationship, that relationship's supposed to last forever. Like that makes no sense. But the guys that have kids with multiple women, they're perfect. They're not liars. They're not connivers themselves. There's nothing wrong with them because that's normal. Like I don't understand how you can call out, one gender for something, right? But then the other gender is completely like excused for their behavior and is not seen the same way. That just doesn't add up. It's kind of like if you're in a relationship but you don't want the female eating tacos, but you could. You don't give a reason why they can't. That you could do that. I could do it, but you can't. Why? Just because. How's that fair? Like, why do you feel like you can do that? That doesn't make any sense. I have a question. I also want you to do it, July. Some photos in Mexico. Yeah, we'll eventually get there. Don't trip. What was the question? Was that the question, or what was the question? He said she was a toss-up. How do you know she was a toss-up, though? Like, I'm not saying that she wasn't, She probably was. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'm saying is like, how do you know she was a toss-up, though? Does BBN and Pokemon Van Nuys get along? No. But Van Nuys tends to beef it with a lot of the Pokemon cliques. Not all of them, but mostly. She wants attention. She wants it. Now she wants attention? Now she wants attention. You would figure she would have wanted attention before when it actually could have benefited her. But now she wants attention? Ah, madre. Now she wants all eyes on her? Like if she wasn't an activist herself? Remember, she was an activist. She was somebody important too. She wasn't just like some regular chick. You know what I mean? She was an activist for the raza. She actually helped the raza in a lot of ways. Just like Cesar Chavez, bro. She was an activist. She just wasn't some female out there. We are giving her attention. No, that's what I mean, though. She wasn't just like some regular person, though. You know? She was somebody who a lot of people knew. And her name carried as much weight as Cesar Chavez when it comes to the raza. I hope people do know who she is. I hope people don't think that she's just some regular fucking female. Because if that's the case, then that's just sad. Like how people can say orgullo ser mexicano y que 100% y que brown pride, but don't know who these people are. These are some of the, important people when it comes to our raza. Because it just wasn't Cesar Chavez. There was a lot of activists for the raza that did a lot for our people and help us, change a lot of laws here in the States for you to live comfortable. But I'm a dumb fruit picker. What? Why would you call yourself a dumb fruit picker? Who's calling you a fruit picker or dumb? What do I know? I think you're being hard on yourself, my guy. Was Cesar Chavez also killed like how? No. Cesar Chavez wasn't killed. And Martin Luther King was assassinated. He wasn't killed, he was assassinated. She took down our farm leader. You do realize that the union movement is more than just Cesar Chavez, right? See, that's the problem, that people think that it's just him, you know? It wasn't just him. What about everybody else? You know what I mean? There was more people out there that were fighting the good fight. People acting like if it was only him and that's it. Like, that's crazy. You know, it's like, okay, for example, we know that there's priests that have molested kids and have been arrested and found guilty and locked up, right? That's kind of saying like, oh, well, now the whole entire Catholic Church is they took down the Catholic Church. No, right? Because it's bigger than them now. Because we do know that some of these first people that were out there pushing religion and starting all this were not the best of people. There's more blood on their people's hands than anybody else on this planet. Sad as the marches. Have you watched any cricket games? Lately, just one. Actually, no, I haven't. I've been, busy. It's hard to find time. It's like, where does all the time go in the world? Brought down a brown leader. Let that sink in. She was a leader herself, though. Do you know who she is? She says that. By you insulting her is not going to get me mad. I'm not here to defend her. I'm just saying, people should hear her out. So by you calling her old fart ass, I'm not. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, I don't know these people like that, right? So, I'm not one to be bothered just because people insult these people. I don't get down like that. Like I said, my favorite rapper is Ice Cube, and I don't care if people come and say that. Fuck him and he sucks. Okay. My favorite team's the Lakers. I don't care if people say that. Fuck the Lakers and they suck. I don't care. I'm not the owner. I don't. I am aware that people like some people or like things, and I'm aware that some people don't. And I'm cool with either way. Because, it ain't nothing to me, like fucking Popeye says. He says, you're a cook and a forklift. Now I'm a cook. I'm married now, madam. Shadow can't get host. No, and I don't want to. Actually, yes, I am too. I might way, yeah. This is facts. MLK Jr. also has allegations of plagiarism. Oh yeah. I'm not familiar so much with that part, right? So I don't know, right? But I have heard that before, but I don't know. I don't know how true that is. I would have to look into that. Either way, though, he was pushing a good message, though. Shadow King Kimos. What the hell? I'm happily married, bro. What are your thoughts on the one dude from the El Salvador, Garcia, that got accidentally deported and they brought him back? And he's not the only case that has happened to, right? But he's the one that people were like highlighting at the moment, right? That's crazy, but it doesn't surprise me though. With this administration, a lot of these people are not on the same page. Like, a lot of people don't know what the fuck's happening with this administration. Because, like I said, Trump doesn't plan things out, bro. He's just somebody who just reacts in the moment. Trump. That's why no one knows Trump's game plan. He has no game plan. But does shit, on the fly. He wings it. He says that planners are for losers. He's living life in the moments. That farm worker. Without us farm workers, you city fools wouldn't have jobs. We appreciate the farmers. I don't know. I don't know what you're conjuring up all these arguments for. It's almost like if you're arguing with yourself. Because I'm not saying none of those things. Feminist, shut up. You're a female dog. Gracias, my boy. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Like, hi. Hey, you're still a camarada, bro. It's okay. We good. We good. You're trying to save a stripper. Anyhow, she's a stripper now. In different area codes. Thought it was weird when I found Chavez was against illegal immigrants when he was fighting for farmers union. Yeah, see, the thing is that Cesar Chavez was fighting for his farmers union for his message. So for what he had going on, which was this, because this is what he was a part of. He didn't like illegal immigrants coming and taking the jobs that now they have secured, right? Like they're hiring now these illegals and getting rid of his circle of people. He didn't like that because he wasn't for the people. He was for his message, for what he had going on. How do we know this? That's the reason why he started targeting these individuals and calling them wetbacks and started getting irritated by them. Because now they were stealing, quote unquote, what he feels was theirs, what they had fought so hard to get, right? The union for these workers. Now they're being replaced by these illegals, and he didn't like that because he let the money and the power blind him from what the whole message and the whole fight was all about. Funny how that works, huh? Once that he got it approved now and it was going, he now didn't like that. That now these new illegals were taking the jobs away. He had an issue with that. So it makes you wonder, damn, Chavez, then what was you fighting for? The raza? Or what fighting for your benefits? For what could benefit you and yours and your brand? Because if that's not the case, then why you mad for, my boy? Then why you mad for? I thought you were fighting for these people. Pinche dinero ya cambia la gente de volada, homie. Lo que muy raza, lo que muy mexicano. That's crazy, huh? Shadow's my leader. I'm nobody's leader. Yeah, we need farmers. Screw city workers. This is true. Farmers are the most important people out there. Because food is what truly matters. Everything else is these materialistic things truly hold no value to them. Because you can't benefit from them. Like, let's say you need food and water. That is the real treasure in the world. The stuff that cannot be replaced. Like your loved ones. And food and water. Because what holds real value to it? People say money and gold and all that. Then when all shit hits the fan and everything comes crashing down and stuff like that, you better eat that watch. Like, damn, bro, like all the food and all. No, eat your Rolex. You'll be full after. Then it'll be like, who has the wealth now? What's truly important now? Is your family from Zacatecas? No, my family is actually from Jalisco. So we rep the Chivas. Chivista, ya sabes. A wiwis. Better eat them fancy cars and sneakers. Serio, huh? Better eat them Jordans. De Guadalajara. Well, un ranchito close to Guadalajara. But you can kind of say it's the same thing, though. Porque casi... Nah, hay que decir mitad de la familia vive en Guadalajara. So we came from the broke lands. Because, you know, I know when people hear Guadalajara, they picture like the high-end areas, right? Like the fancy areas. But there's ghettos there, too. We weren't born with a silver spoon. Estaba cabrona. All right, then, gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we are out.